In this video today, I'm going to share with you a super simple way that I do content, how I actually approach content to make it really simple, really easy, and just something which you've probably never thought about before, but will absolutely change the game for you with content. So my credentials, I post a lot of content. I post 7 times a week on YouTube at the moment. I post 5 times a week on Instagram, and I do all of this. Don't have a team, no crazy systems. Really, this has all been so easy and so simple to do because of one shift that I made to my process in terms of creating this content. And this is going to be an absolute game changer for you too if you create any kind of content for your business. The important thing, firstly, to note is that content creation really requires 2 different parts of us, essentially. There's that creative side, coming up with ideas, I'm getting inspired, what do we want to talk about? Then there's also really logical execution. There's really that, okay, let me schedule the posts. Let me, write this out. Let me check the character count, all of those things. And most people do all of these at once. They put these things together and then they wonder why content creation feels really tiring because we're essentially jumping between these sides of our brain constantly back and forth as we're creating content. So of course it's going to feel tiring. Of course it's going to feel really exhausting trying to create that much content then. But you can really easily create, honestly, double the content when you stop trying to switch between these different modes and you actually separate these 2 into different times in your business. We want to separate your ideation and your execution time. So they are 2 completely different sets of time when you are doing each of these things. The first thing to do then is give yourself a block of time to actually focus on the ideation side. So where you are coming up with the ideas, what does this all look like? All of the feminine side, essentially, of figuring out, okay, what do I want to talk about? What is my post about? What am I going to be talking about? What are the few points that I want to make sure I'm touching on this post? What's the graphic going to look like from, what template am I going to pick? All of those key pieces of just the creative side, essentially. And then secondly, at a completely different time, you want to separate these completely. You're doing all the executions. That is actually going out and creating the posts, that's scheduling the content, writing out the caption, obviously having the ideas already. You've already got those key points from the ideation side of what you're going to be talking about, but this is going through and actually writing out the captions. And this means that you can really just get into the flow in each of these areas. Instead of it feeling really hard to create content then, you'll find that when you actually get into that zone, when the ideas can actually flow, it is so much easier because you can really dive into this ideation side, get all creative, come up with all of the ideas, and you'll find the ideas actually flow really easily. And then the execution side is purely just getting the things done. It's purely just putting the content out there, purely just finishing up the pieces, essentially ready to go. So they're able to be completely separate and they're able to just really help you get into the zone for each of those as you are actually going through the content creation process. So that is the simple way I do content. That is how I make it so easy, so simple for me to create a lot of content and still have really good ideas as well at the same time. If this was helpful, make sure you hit the like button to let me know that you want more videos like this. Make sure you hit subscribe as well so you don't miss the daily videos I'm posting, and I will see you in the next one tomorrow.